Hello and welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. In today's video, I am sharing another book haul. I know I just shared one recently from Bookoutlet, and guess what, guys? I have another one from Bookoutlet, so stick around. If you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm a homeschooling mom to two girls, ages 12 and 15. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I do really appreciate you. So I have another Bookoutlet haul, but a lot of these books are going to be used for the upcoming homeschool year. So let's jump into it though, because I got a stack here. So the first one that I picked up is called A Verse Narrative Gilgamesh. It was on the, reading, what am I trying to say? It was on the book list, there we go, for one of the curriculum that we are going to be using next year. So, looks like a really short read, but yeah, picked up Gilgamesh. Okay, so this one is the Infographic Guide to American Government. Again, my daughter is doing world history next year, my high schooler, but the year after that she'll be doing American history. So I just picked this one up because I've seen it was on Bookoutlet, and this has been on my wish list for a little while now. So again, I wanted to save the money when I could, but this one looks really interesting. I like how colorful it is, and it does have like a lot of good pictures and things like that. I also picked up the Infographic Guide to Personal Finance. Now, this is something I'm going to be using with the curriculum in the coming years, not next year, but I do have plans for this one. So I was really happy to see it on Bookoutlet. And again, bright colors, easy to read. They're not overwhelming, but a lot of great information. And then I also picked up the Infographic Guide to Grammar. We finally found one of these that I'm going to use next year. So I'm going to have my oldest daughter probably just keep this with her, just to use it as a guide in case she needs a little bit of help, just more for reference. Again, really easy bite-sized pieces of information. So I have been liking these. Okay, now these ones are just to add to my Who Was collection. So I do have a very large Who Was, Where Was, What Is book collection that my youngest daughter, my soon-to-be 7th grader, uses all the time. So I wanted to pick up just a couple of more that just seemed interesting. So I picked up What Was the Donner Party? And again, if you're not too familiar with these, they're pretty short chapter books that have a lot of information about certain places, people, things, stuff like that. I also picked up What Was the Children's Blizzard of 1888? Now, I actually picked this one up because I don't know much about this one, so I'll probably read this one myself, but it also seems like something my youngest daughter would want to read about as well. And then I picked up What Was World War I? I'm trying to think, I hope I don't already have this one. I don't think I do. But yeah, I just feel like I don't really have a ton of resources when it comes to World War I. I know that I do when it comes to World War II. So I just wanted to pick up just a little book to get a little more information about it. I picked up Who Was Betty White? Again, this one's more for me probably. And then Where is the Sahara Desert? We're going to be focusing on geography with my youngest daughter over the next 2 years. So I like to have, this kind of, resource to have on hand. Because again, they're so short with a lot of great information. Now, these next ones I picked up because we use reference books like this all the time. Even if I don't use them in my homeschool, my youngest daughter tends to gravitate towards these books, and she'll pull them off the shelf and just read them at night or whenever she feels like reading. So I like to have a lot of these DK books on hand. Now, this is an anthology of our Earth. So we like these books. Not only are they beautiful, but they're not like super overwhelming. So it does have really beautiful pictures and then just some information, but we like how many things they go over. So my daughter really loves to read stuff like this. I just thought this one was a really pretty book and a great one to add to our collection. So although I won't be assigning this one next year, I know that my daughter will most likely read bits and pieces out of this, even over the summer, actually. I also picked up an anthology of aquatic life. Now this one she will love. I already know she will. She's actually tried to snag this book for me already. But look at that, the zombie worm. It just has a whole bunch of great information in these books. And again, my daughter likes to read just like a couple of little sections here and there about a couple of things she finds interesting, and then she might just put it back on the shelf, and then maybe a couple weeks later she'll pick it back up and read a few more things. So we really like to have these types of like DK reference books. Okay, I also picked up The Mysteries of the Universe. Again, this is another DK book. Now this one has been on my wish list for probably like 2 years. So when I seen it on Bookoutlet, I just had to pick it up. You probably hear me say that all the time, but it's the truth. So a total solar eclipse in here. Again, a whole bunch of information about the universe. Lots of fantastic pictures. And then we finally made it to the last book, and this is one that I will be using next year to go with our history curriculum. And this is Smithsonian History of the World Map by Map. This seems so interesting. This is the type of stuff that I like to read. I get really excited when I order books because it's just, you know, these are for me too. So a ton of information in here. And I think the way that this is scheduled in the curriculum I'm going to be using is that they're not going to read through the whole book, but they're going to reference this book throughout the course. So I did want to have it on hand. And again, because it was on Bookoutlet, I wanted to pick it up at that lower price. So that is it. That is everything that I picked up during this Bookoutlet order. Now I'm hoping this is going to be the last Bookoutlet order for the summer at least. I don't know. We might see one more. We'll see. But that is it for today. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.